Chris here, and in this video I'm covering some new TWS earbuds from a company called UGREEN. I have not covered their TWS tech before, and this model is the HiTune X6 from them. So ANC active noise cancelling earbuds that can reduce up to 35 decibels of ambient background noise is their claim. So they have a 10mm driver, IPX5 rating, and they should be able to run up to 6 hours on a single charge from just the earbuds. With the case, that brings it then up to 26 hours. They run off the ANC codec, which is very common, and they do have 6 microphones built in with their active noise cancellation. So in this review, I'll cover the build, the design, how they sound to my ears, the comfort of wearing them, even a test. I'll go for a run with these to see if they're going to fall out, and then my overall opinions, including a microphone sample of the HiTune X6s.
Inside the box, along with our earbuds, of course, you will find a Type A to Type C cable. Charge time of the case is 2 hours. The earbuds are 1.5 hours. There is this safety guide and an instruction leaflet that does go over our touch controls if you were unsure, for example, to set the active noise cancellation on and off. It is all covered in there, and it is fairly straightforward. They do include 2 large tips and 2 small ones, and you will find the medium silicone tips are already on the earbuds. The quality of the case is not bad at all. It's made out of plastics. Now I have noticed with the plastics on the top, it does show some smudges here and can quite easily pick up scratches. Now there's a magnet that keeps that lid in place. Here is a status LED, and on the back you will find the Type C port. Now there is this button which is very handy to have, and I do like it when I see TWS tech with this, is a reset button. Now if you hold this for 10 seconds, if you have problems with pairing or you need to pair it to a new device, you can reset it and then you will be able to quickly pair up. Now the pairing time is very quick, and you can see that they fit in there snugly. And as I mentioned before, the charge time of these TWS earbuds is about 1.5 hours. And they just fit in there nice and snug. They don't rattle around because they're held in place with magnets, just like that lid. So giving that a shake, it will not rattle. It's not annoying, and it's a very nice, small, compact size. Then the earbuds, these are very light. They're only about 5 grams, so they will last for up to 6 hours. That is with the noise cancellation off. With it on, it is reduced down to about just over 5 hours with these. So clearly labeled, left or right, we have the Pogo port pin connectors there to charge them up. And each of the earbuds do have 3 microphones in total. So we've got one down the bottom right here. There's another at the top, and one in the inside right here. So with the noise cancellation that it does have, they are going to work together in reducing that background ambient noise up to 35 decibels is what these are capable of. Now the silicone tips here that I have on at the moment, which seem to always work for my ears, normally that is the medium size one. Now everyone's ears are different, but make sure you do get a very good seal with these, and then you will get the kind of bass that you do expect. And it does help, of course, that active noise cancellation. So inside there is a metal filter right there, and we have 10mm drivers with this, and I'll talk a little bit about the sound quality of them soon. So the plastics used, they don't have any sharp edges, good build quality to them, and our capacitive touch controls are right here. Just at the top we have a status LED that will be flashing when pairing, and you will notice that it will change different colors, just a little bit like the front here, which also does let us know on the remaining battery life. So you get an additional 26 hours, well, 20 hours from the case, and around 6 here from the earbuds, which is pretty standard battery life there, nothing exceptional. The HiTune X6s have an IPX5 rating. So when you connect up, depending on your device, you will see here that they're listed. You'll get the battery life, and in the options, at least with my Pixel 6 Pro here, you can select to use HD audio codec. So it has AAC support. It doesn't support aptX, but still this is a very good codec. AAC gives us the high quality, and I'll get on to what they do sound like now. Now, connection problems with these, I haven't had any issues, but I don't have a lot of, well, 2.4G interference where I'm currently at. In a busy environment, it could be different, but so far for me, they are good. And the tune of these HiTune X6s 10mm drivers. Now what I found that out of the box, it's very clear to me using just a completely flat equalizer here with power amp that they are leaning towards the lows. So you do get a lot of deep bass. If you push the volume up on them, I have noticed that they don't tend to distort either, which is good. Now the mids, they aren't really affected by those lows, which is another positive there. And the highs, well, I wouldn't call them super crisp or detailed there. They seem to be a little bit lacking compared to some of the other TWS tech that I have reviewed. So clearly, to me, favoring bass with the out-of-the-box tune. If you're someone that's into deep bass, then you won't be disappointed with these. Vocals tend to sound fine. I wouldn't say they are exceptional with these. And again, really, it's more of a tune leading towards just those lows, boosting them up, that I see a lot of companies doing with their TWS tech. Now, what about latency? Can you watch, say, a streaming episode of The Witcher, which I'm currently doing, and is it watchable? Well, the sync here, using the low latency mode, which is basically a gaming mode, is spot on. Okay, so the video and the audio is perfectly synced. There's no terrible delay, and I can happily watch this without any issues, at least with the Pixel 6 Pro that I'm using for this video and my testing. Now for a sample of the microphones, so it does have some active noise cancelling mics, and this is what you can expect if you were to place a call with these. Now I'm recording straight into the timeline, so more or less this is exactly what you can expect. Now I don't think that the microphone quality we're getting from these are that bad. I think it's an acceptable quality. Let me know in the comments what you think about the quality of the microphones. So I'm just finishing up a 25-kilometer run. I've been wearing them, I'm sweating, that's why I'm all red at the moment. And they have loosened up a little bit from the sweat, but they have not fallen out and I haven't had to stop and push them in. So they're past my basically 25-minute run test here.
Now to recap here with the HiTune X6s, I found the comfort to be good, and as I showed you before, I was surprised really that they didn't drop out after going for a 25-minute run. I was a bit sweaty and everything. They do have that IPX5 rating, which is great. So placing them in your ears, just like other Bluetooth 5 tech, they connect up, all right, straight away, and you're ready to go. It's simple as that. Now I find that they're not big, they don't stick out. I wouldn't call these ugly either. They're quite a comfortable fit that I'll be able to wear these hours on end and no real problems. Apart from here, it's summer at the moment, and yeah, they will get a little bit hot, but that's your typical kind of heat buildup that you're going to be getting. Now the ANC mode, you simply press and hold, okay, and it will come on. It gives you a voice prompt, you hear ANC on, and you can turn it off, ANC off. But there is no third option that we get with a lot of other brands, which would be a passive mode or a pass-through mode, ambient mode, that you can hear ambient background noises a lot better. They would gather that from the microphones and send that straight through to what you're listening to. And that means you can hear co-workers and train announcements. It's almost like having, well, basically like a hearing aid, and it is missing that mode, sadly. Now disconnections, I've had no problems with that, okay, no disconnects at all. Another feature that I do like is the case has that little button on the back, and that's a quick and easy reset that I think that all brands should have. It just makes it so much easier that you can press and hold this for 10 seconds, you reset the pairing of it, and you can pair it up to a new device, and then go back to another device, and it's only 10 seconds. And 15 or so to do the whole process. It pairs up very quickly when you're adding it to a new device. And that just makes it a little bit more comfortable. I know other models you press and hold. So touch controls, the passive touch controls on these seem to work quite well, and I've had really no issues. It works about 9 out of 10 times for me, and that's great, and it does include volume controls. So the tune of these, clearly to my ears, is leaning towards a deeper bass. They've pushed up the lows a little bit, and this is very common. You get a lot of brands do this, so as soon as you get them, just a standard flat equalizer, you clearly hear that bass is up there. Now I do find that pushing higher volumes, you get good top end volume. The bass is very loud and deep, but it doesn't distort, which is what you want, which is good. So there's no distortion of the bass. The 10mm drivers do a good job. However, they are lacking, I feel, a little bit in those highs. Definitely not as crisp and as detailed that I would like, and I wouldn't call these a balanced tune. But for the general public, I think everyone's going to be very pleased with the results. They do sound great here, the HiTune X6s. So with the ANC on, just how much background noise is it going to cut down on? Well, you can hear, for example, a fan with it off. Turn it on and it really chops down fan noise, air conditioning units, compressors, cabin noise inside aircraft. It's really going to chop that down, which is good. So you can clearly hear the ANC is working, and that's something that I do look for in TWS earbuds. So they have a runtime, playtime up to 6 hours, but realistically, depending on the genre of music and how loud you listen to them, I would say more like 5.5 that you get out of these, which is typical. That's common when it comes to the battery life. You get the additional charges from the case, which is normally about an additional 4 charges. So that's good there. So all up, I think they're decent, good TWS earbuds for the price. The UGREEN HiTune X6s. Thank you so much for watching my review of them here. Do hope to catch you in the next one. Bye for now.